turning on the keyboard. Last time I was using the combo piano, and this time I'm going to be doing the Wurlitzer. And I'll set a longer delay, maybe I will have a chorus, depth, and speed. Alright, let's see how that sounds. It's a bit of reverb. So maybe we'll raise it up a little bit. So essentially, this is going to be a dreary, boring, maybe not dreary, but definitely calming video where I kind of meander through just talking about what I feel in the moment. Because in a world where we're, slowly being edged out by artificial intelligence and AI, I think it's good to kind of have that human element. So obviously I'm not going to edit this video. I'll have all of my mistakes, and all of my flubs. And don't worry, there is a point to this. It's not just me wanting to hear myself talk. Although sometimes that's nice. When you live your life not necessarily appreciating the value that we all have inherently, intrinsic value. It's something that I had a hard time understanding myself, because we tie so much to our productivity, our status, and who we know, and what we have as people, what we look like, the kind of achievements we've made, as if this is kind of like a cosmic show and tell. Well, in reality, it's anything you want it to be, really. Because there are no rules. Well, there are rules. But those were written by people that wanted control and stability. And life isn't about that, I think, anyways. And we're going to look at Stoicism, which is probably one of the best ways to move about this planet, in my opinion. They say that we want to not avoid bad circumstances, bad feelings, bad vibes, but we want to be able to get to the place where we can withstand them, we can overcome them, or at least not allow them to take up so much space in our emotional landscape, really, because you know, things on the internet have the capacity to stick with us, especially something like negative commentary to our art or whatever. And like sometimes we are the ones that are the meanest to ourselves. But when we hear it from another person, sometimes it can really rub us the wrong way. And I think that the number one thing to do is to, with me, I'm working on these things, and they're like symbols. So I don't have to put so much time into thinking about the things that either I need to or I don't need to, think about in the moment. Because, I only have so much random access memory in this big old computer head of mine. And that sounds funny. That sounds like Close Encounters. Anyways. And if I simplify that, I simplify the thoughts in my head. With like different things. The one that really helps me out is thinking about whether or not something is a waste of time or not. And I just think of the symbol of a clock. It could be whatever symbol you want, but it's almost like an impulse, which works well with my ADHD because it's a simplification process. Once I get into the state where I have the innate feeling, or the intuitive feeling, then that picture flashes in my head, that symbol. And if it's in any way what I'm doing, the thought process that I have in the moment, if it's wasting time, all I have to do is let it go. It's like a road sign for me. And it just pops into my head intuitively. I'm wasting time. I'm going over the same thing. I'm letting people live in my head rent-free. Waste of time. And then I move on. And that's easy enough. When I think about my schizoaffective disorder, which is a chronic psychotic illness, which can get freaky and scary and hard to deal with. That's why I don't work or have a hard time doing so, because I have tried working in the past, but essentially I'm getting off track. I have to remind myself that what goes on in my head, the misfirings and hallucinations that I experience a lot of the time, it's just an internal circuitry. It doesn't have, because that's where the delusions come into play. That's where the paranoid aspect of it comes into play. It's like since the areas of your brain are lit up where that actually are controlling your perception of real sensory information. That's why it feels so real when someone with a schizophrenia spectrum illness or whatever it is, you know, when they hear it and they have a hard time telling whether or not it's real or not, is because it's the same area of the brain that lights up. So with that understanding, it was freeing for me. And I really understood that with the symbol, getting back to the symbolism, the icon that I would use is like, you know, the arrows in a circle, the repeating icon, and that to me, that is like an internal circuitry going on. So I know that it's not intentional from the outside. I don't have like people. I mean, I've met narcissistic people in my life who want to have that little piece of control over my psyche and, you know, freak me out. And that's okay. You know, I wouldn't take their advice for music making, so why would I take their advice for such, you know, beyond the realm of reality, paranormal, extrasensory kind of things, right? It's beyond them because it's beyond anyone, really. So when I think about that, I'm like, wait, like the clock comes into mind. Am I wasting time thinking about this, over analyzing something that I already know the answer to? And then the symbol of the circuitry, the circuit itself. It's like, oh yeah, it's all in my head, which is kind of like before I looked at it defensively because I was under the suspicion that there was some kind of real conspiratorial thing going on, when in reality it's just my brain playing tricks on me, which is a lot easier to understand, and it's a lot easier for me to deal with. So there's that. There's like, you know, if I think, is this the time in which, if I'm with another person, should I try to deepen the connection that I share with them? Should I try to offer them the confidence that may help them get through another day? And that's like, you know, I should really be nice right now. That's the heart icon, the heart symbol. And, you know, just symbols like that, symbols. When I think about presence and mindfulness and mindfully being in the surroundings where I am, like right now, I may be depressed on some level, but if I can really focus on what I'm doing right now in the moment, you know, there's the feeling of these keys. I know that some people may say that the Yamaha Reface CP has, like, you know, the micro keys or whatever. They're not the best, but just the feeling. I know it's not really weighted, but they just feel so good. And like the plastic, the glossy plastic feeling, like the sensory, it just, you know, it's a sensory experience, and it gets me out of my head. And that's the next symbol I was going to talk about. It's like an eye, not the eye of providence or anything like that, but like it's to shift my attention. If my attention is right here in my on the piano keys, then it's not in my head. It's not focused on problems that I cannot fix. And they all work in conjunction, really, because it's all one process. Streamlining the things that I pay attention to. And if that's not, in some respect, overcoming the shortcomings of my ADHD, then I don't know what would be that. Because it's just all working in tandem, all the symbols, all the shortcuts. It's like a hack, right? Not a hack, but a shortcut to your brain. Like you'd be setting up shortcuts in like a video game, or keyboard shortcuts, which I don't do, which perhaps that would be a cool thing to do in the future, especially for my DAW. But yeah. It's like, am I wasting my time trying to solve all these problems, trying to avoid problems, trying to be more than what I can be in the moment? And, we can't tackle everything in life. So instead of focusing on like the things that you're not accomplishing or that you haven't accomplished yet, don't spend your time doing that, because by the time you've accomplished them, you're not going to be thinking about them. So like, why waste all that time? I mean, it's up to you. You can do what you want to do, but being present, being like soaking my mind into the sensory feeling of these piano keys, it's just really cool. And being at one with the moment, having someone, like, I know not very many people are going to watch this, but the people who do watch this might get some kind of a form of connection out of this. I don't know what. Hearing me ramble might be just the thing that gets them from one moment to the next. And maybe that's all that matters. That's that Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Deadmau5 did a cover of it. Or not a cover, but it's a song of it. It's called Closer. It's a cool song. So I think it's off an album called Get Scraped. It might not be. It might be off a different album, but yeah. Anyways. That's about it. That's all I really wanted to say. So I'm a time vampire. I've taken your time. And I am done with it. Hopefully you feel better about yourself. Looking at my sad existence. I'm kidding, but like... Just having something to distract you. Having something in the moment just to kind of flow and have thoughts just pour out of you and meander through like this message. I don't know. Probably too quiet anyways, but yeah. Tune in for more stuff. Stay frosty.